go ahead and jump to our next topic, and I think you'll like this one also. This is from the Decinema Extreme collection. It's a PowerPoint template, and I'm going to give this to you guys for free. And if you follow along with me, I will show you how to modify it. Here's the link to go ahead and check those out with some bonuses. And this is pretty typical of the kinds of templates that we see a lot. I do like the Decinema folks. They do a lot of good creative stuff. And I'm not going to belabor this. I'll let you look through and look at all the different templates. I got a free one for you. So let's take a look at it real quick. In contrast to a lot of templates from a lot of these developers, this one is divinely simple. Not only in its look and feel, but also in how to modify it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and preview this, and we'll kind of see what this template does. Okay, so it's a very cool effect. Pictures come into the slide in pieces and then build themselves into the actual image. Wonderful technique. So click that link to download the template, open it up. The first time you do, there will be an Enable Editing button around here somewhere. Just click that and we're ready to get started. First job is to go to File, Save As, navigate to a location on your hard drive and save this as a different name. You do not want to screw up your master. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put it in my test directory. Alright, so let's kind of just see what's going on here. I'm going to open up the selection pane. You can click on any object, go to Format, and Selection Pane. And let's just hide all. This is something I do a lot to just kind of get the lay of the land. Turn off all the layers so I can then maybe bring them back one at a time and see which pieces, parts are what. Okay? But I'm going to hide all, and when I do that, I see that there's still an image, so I know that this is actually a background image for the slide itself. It's not a picture on the slide. So to modify this, let's right-click, go to Format Background. And you see here it says Picture under the Fill tab. I'll click File. We'll navigate to a location on my hard drive and we'll pick our first image that we want to swap. And we're going to use Maggie the Wonder Dog, of course. There she is. Okay, and now if I go ahead and show all, we can preview. And it just works. One of the easiest things to modify that I've seen in quite a while. Right? So let's walk through a couple of other things. You basically just repeat that process for each of the slides that you want. If you don't want to use all the slides, you can just, delete them or hide them or whatever you want to do. But it's just a beautifully elegant little slideshow. Okay? Hide all. And since I already have my Format Background tab open, I just go to File. Let's pick another picture of Maggie. Insert it. Show all. Preview. Boom. I like it. Let's take a look at a couple of other tips real quick. So let's say I want to modify this text. I can do that. It's on the top layer, so I don't have to mess around with any of the selection pane. And we'll just title this one Maggie. There she is. If for some reason I don't want this text box and rectangle in this particular position, maybe it covers up part of the photo that I'm using, here's a little tip. I'm going to again go hide all, and then I'm going to turn those pieces on. Text, rectangle. Right? Now, with all the other stuff turned off, I can just easily grab this. Grab these two items and then scooch them wherever I want. Maybe I want it down a little bit. Show all. Right? And while they're selected, I can even fine-tune it some more. And I use my arrow keys to do this. because if you try to grab them, you'll unselect something and hose yourself up. That's kind of the easy way to select only that which you wish to modify or move, those two items, those two layers in the selection, and then move them around. And you can dance these pretty much anywhere you want. Now let's move it down here. Up a little bit. There we go. Preview. Okay. And everything still just works. Nice, I like it. Let's see, what else can we do? Of course, we can change the color of this text box. Go to Format. What is that? Probably the shape fill. Right? And to change the background, they're kind of using a gradient here. I'm going to go to the first slide, and let's click on the background, and I can see that it's probably a shape. So let's right-click, Format Shape, and right, there we go. We got us a gradient. And of course you can change, the colors of the stops here. Maybe I want it to be more green. And let's change this from a blue to like a lighter green, right? So that looks kind of nice. But I don't want to have to do that to every single slide if I want to change the entire look and feel. So once I change the shape, I can click on it, go to the Home tab, and use the Format Painter. Format Paint, and then just click on the backgrounds. And just kind of repeat that process. The other thing that I like about this particular slide deck is a lot of times if I want to change the timing of how long this stays on screen, let's go ahead and go into slideshow mode here. Oh, there it goes. It's out of there. Gone. Okay. If that's a little too fast for me, I'm going to go to the first slide, and let's go to Transitions. And all I have to do is change the value of when to advance the slide. Right now, I think all the slides are set to the same. These slides will move on after 3.5 seconds. Well, if I want it to last longer, like 5 seconds, I can just change the value there. Instead of moving at such a rapid clip, they'll hang around for 5 seconds. So let's test that real quick. 2, 3, 4, 5. And this value basically starts after any animations have completed. If I wanted them to last all 5 seconds, you could just change the value on the first slide and then apply to all. Boom. And now, there we go. Now instead of 3.5 seconds, they all last 5 seconds. Just lovely. Just a nice, clean, beautiful looking thing. When you're all done with your modifications, just go to File, Export, create a video, set the seconds spent on each slide to 0, and create video. And because of a known bug in PowerPoint, I'm not saving out as MPEG-4 videos, but rather using the Windows Media WMV format. Sometimes the MP4 files, they seem a little glitchy, especially with a lot of animations. Okay, but again, this particular template is delightfully simple to go ahead and modify. Sharon says, Decinema asset is so neat, even I can use this. Yeah, sure you can. You can use this one. Now, of course, some of the other templates are a little more complex. Actually, they'll range from a little more complex to a lot more complex. But, if you have your basic techniques and understanding down, understand that the selection pane is your friend. Again, click on any object, go to Format, Selection Pane. Some of the slide decks will look like they're blank. Well, if you don't open up the selection pane, you can't get to the stuff that's underneath what happens to be covering stuff up. So again, this is just kind of the way that I figure stuff out. I'll generally hide everything, start turning stuff back on, and then maybe open up the animation pane and see what happens. And notice on the animation pane, as you turn stuff off, they don't show up in the animation because they're off. So this is kind of a good way to see what is actually being animated. So what is photo 3 doing? What is that guy doing? I just pick it here, turn the other stuff off, and now I can play just this particular animation and see how it's built. Play selected. There it is. All right. This template kind of is what it is. I wouldn't screw around with it very much. I'd use it for what I could use it for. I mean, you could do some cool title slides and stuff. I'm going to try one here for something other than like an image or a slideshow of pictures. So let's do this to wrap us up. I'm going to hide all. I'm going to right click and I'm going to format the background. I'm going to pick a picture, but this time, let's see, I'm going to pick like a screenshot. So here's like a Camtasia screenshot. And let's show all. Right, so maybe I'm making a promo video for my new website. Boom. Nice. I like it. Right. Okay. Any other questions? Marcia says, all this is very cool. That is a fun template. Well, if that was kind of useful, beyond that, we'll bid you all a good evening, and we'll see you all next time. Thanks for coming.